Right then guys, how's it going? It's JTJudgment here, back again today guys, bringing you another legend review in FIFA 16 Ultimate Team, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 87 rated Italian striker Fillipo Inzaghi. I was really excited to get into, the games to use this guy, because in FIFA 14 when legends were introduced, even though Inzaghi has had one of the worst legend cards, or worst looking legend cards when it comes to stats since legends were introduced, I don't know what it is, but every year, well, FIFA 14 and FIFA 15, I loved him in both of those games. He just seemed to outperform pretty much all of his stats, and he was just an absolute bloody beast for me, and I really did enjoy using him. So that is the reason why I wanted to use this guy so soon, that coupled with the fact that he's one of the only legends that I can afford this early on in Ultimate Team. But I gotta say guys, unfortunately this year the legend Inzaghi was a big disappointment for me. Now let me get into a couple of the stats that Inzaghi does possess. Looking at his stats on the card guys, it's pretty much the same as what his stats have been in the past when it comes to his card face stats. Nothing really too special for a legend. 85 pace, half decent. 84 shooting, not too bad, but then it just goes downhill from there guys. 78 dribbling, 20 defending, 55 physical, and 49 passing. Then you look at his in-game stats, he does possess one or two half-decent ones, 94 attack positioning, 93 reactions, 87 acceleration, 95 finishing, 84 heading accuracy, and 82 ball control, just to name a few guys. But when you look at his in-game stats, there are red stats everywhere, yellow stats, orange stats. When it comes to legend stats guys, let's just say that Inzaghi's not one of the more pleasant ones to look at, Now when it comes to how he performed for me guys, and what I thought was good about him and what I thought was bad about him, I found a lot more weaknesses this year compared to previous FIFAs when it comes to weaknesses and positives. But I'll go through the positives first. One of the things that I did like about him is that his pace was pretty fantastic. Now even though pace is a kind of meh factor in Ultimate Team, or it is until EA release a patch, and I've still got my fingers crossed guys that they are going to be doing something about the pace in this game. I still hate what they've done with pace, but I gotta say, Inzaghi, pace-wise, that box is ticked. His pace was fantastic. As soon as he broke free, he pretty much scored every single time, and that brought me on to his finishing. His finishing inside the box for me, shooting outside the box as well, was half decent. Scored me some pretty nice goals, but he didn't score me that many decent goals, compared to Ultimate Team in the past couple of years. His shooting has just been absolutely ridiculous, scoring from 30 yards so freaking easily. But Inzaghi this year definitely turned out to be more of a finisher inside the box rather than my long shot taker and chance creator. He was definitely only useful basically from shooting inside the box or just outside the box, unless I got extremely lucky on the one or two rare occasions. But in general guys, I gotta say his shooting for me was pretty reliable. And then moving on to the other final positive that I did find, it that his positioning for me was pretty decent. Now when you use a player that has 94 attack positioning, you expect their positioning to be top notch, and it was for me guys. But I gotta say, Inzaghi was the sort of player that never made runs for me. He was in the position that I needed him to be in, but he was never making runs on his own. He's the sort of player where I had to manually pass to him and then do that LBA pass to another player, so then the player would make a run after making that pass. So keep that in mind guys if you are thinking of buying him. Those are the only strengths that I did manage to find. Moving on to the weaknesses, pretty much everything other than his strengths guys. His passing was absolutely dreadful. 49 passing on the card, I got to agree with that stat. He didn't make any assists for me. His dribbling was terrible as well. He got 78 dribbling on the card, but turning with him was so sluggish. He was so slow to turn directions. Oh my god guys, it was just terrible. Aerial ability as well for me with Inzaghi wasn't the best. He was the sort of player that just would not attempt to win the ball in the air at all. His weak foot for me was very inconsistent and unreliable. He missed a lot lot of opportunities inside the box with his weak foot. Granted, he did score 1 or 2 goals for me on his weak foot, but that's literally all he did. He did manage to miss loads of opportunity. If he scored every opportunity with his weak foot that I did create, then he would probably have scored double the amount of goals. And I gotta say that his weak foot was one of the major contributors as to why I hated this card, because, you know, he was just missing simple goals, you know. So I gotta say his 3-star weak foot was terrible. He does have 3-star skills, which is okay as well in a striker, in my opinion. But if you are somebody that likes to have at least 4-star skills in your strikers, that is obviously not going to be the best for you. And the other weakness that I did find, the final weakness that I need to mention, is that his strength for me was terrible. He is definitely what I would call a weak striker, guys. He was the sort of player where you could probably fart on him and he would fall over. Seriously, guys. Oh, he was so weak. He was falling over every single time somebody tried to muscle him off the ball. So I gotta say, another major factor why I hated this card so much. So I gotta say, guys, final thoughts on the legend Inzaghi. I've got to give him a final score of 8 out of 10. Yes, he was half decent for me. He scored 1 or 2 decent goals, which made me think, yeah, okay, this boy's alright. His shooting is awesome. I'm going to enjoy using him slightly. His pace is good and his positioning is good. Those things that you want to see in a striker. But when you look at all the other things that I did find bad about him, put them together, compare them to the strengths, it really does make him look like a bad card. And I got to say, in my personal opinion, for his current price tag of about 400,000 coins, I do not think he is worth it. But that's just my personal opinions, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below your opinions on the legend Inzaghi, if you have used him yourself. Don't forget to drop a like on this video as well, guys, if you did enjoy and it did help you decide whether or not to go out and buy him yourself. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel today for more FIFA 16 Ultimate Team Legend reviews to come very soon. And as always from me, please take care, guys, and I will see you all next time. Ta-da, guys.